welcome to the BOATFEST edition of ARG Presents. Look at this screaming crowd.
Thank you to both of you.
Yes, thank you very much. Your checks will clear after the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second big year of BOATFEST, and we are honored and privileged to be allowed to perform in front of you here today. And I want to say that the show has been completely written and produced by the Brent. Give it up for everybody. Yeah. So if it sucks, boo this man out of the building.
All right. This year, Aaron, especially for BOATFest, I did a little thing. We did ARG cards. Right?
Right.
And I thought, how can I incorporate ARG cards?
Wait a minute. Are those relabeled old packs of those Elvis cards that you had in storage?
No, that would make them way more valuable.
Oh, okay.
These are specialized cards packaged by hand with love.
Yeah.
And I thought, how can we incorporate this lovely bit of merchandise into the show?
Is this like an infomercial?
Yeah. I have the ARG cards wheel.
Oh, man.
Where we have all of the cards represented, and we're going to spin this bad boy. Oh, yeah, see?
This is the thing you sent me at 3 a.m.
That's it.
Okay.
We're going to spin this bad boy, Aaron, and what it lands on, I have a special topic put together for all of them. So are you ready?
No, I have no notes or no idea.
Absolutely. Good. I'm glad you're ready. And we, Aaron, are first. Oh, look at this, Aaron.
Yeah.
This is the ARG Presents logo, or at least part of it, from an Atari 2600 cart. Now, Aaron, the Atari name has went through a lot of transformations. It's definitely had good times and bad times.
Yeah.
Can you give me some things that you really enjoyed about Atari over the years?
What do you know, it's a pretty broad topic.
Yeah, I mean, something that pops out.
Yeah, here's what I enjoyed.
You know what? This is what I remember about
the number one thing I enjoyed about Atari. Right? They were way, way better than Pong. That's what I enjoyed. Because I was a little kid. I mean, don't get me wrong, Atari had Pong, but like that's all we had. You played Pong, and then all of a sudden someone was like, "Hey, look at this! It's Combat."
Yeah.
And I grabbed the joystick and played Combat. I was like, man, that's pretty good.
Man, this is like Pong, but I can move around.
Yeah, I can see a tank, and then you can fight your buddy. And then they play, here's Yara's Revenge. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, what a wonderful game.
The point of it is, that's the emergence of gaming from the dark ages into the light, into the shimmering light. And Atari provided. Now, then Atari fell over multiple times.
Yes.
But they kept rising back up, then falling down. Then it'd rise again. But listen, you got your Atari computers, the 8-bits. They're solid gold money. We all love them. They were on forever. Everybody loves the Atari. Then you got 2600 solid gold, right? And then the 5200, that's okay. 7800,
the echoes definitely were fading at this point.
Right, but then they came back strong. 7800 is a pretty fun machine. It's old school, but it's okay. But they rode their technology too long,
Yes,
which a lot of companies
absolutely
did.
They
did. Then they came back with you had your Atari ST, branch of computers. I would say successful, at least at first, and a mixed bag, but they're fun. Then you had the Jag and the stuff with the Falcon, and then it was over.
What do you think about? Because obviously,
you didn't ask for the complete history of Atari, right?
Yeah, no, not at all, actually. Now, what do you think of selling the Atari name over and over and over? Do you wish they would just let it die?
No, I mean, you gotta it's never gonna die. It's Atari. We're still talking about it.
That's it.
So there you go. But yeah, they made a comeback. I mean, sorta.
They did.
They released new cards. Okay, I'm out now.
This is the official stop talking motion.
Is this where you roll things and I'm going to talk about them?
No. Oh, Aaron. I know none of us have a history of the Master System.
I do.
But what do you think? Let's talk a little bit about box art.
Okay.
Aaron, the box art for those games, possibly the worst of all time. The white background with grid and child hand-drawn images.
What's the best one? Was the Karate Champ or whatever? Just at the foot.
The foot, yes.
Black belt.
Black belt. That's
Isn't there one where the guy's holding his own head? That's the wrestling one.
Now, throughout time,
Yeah.
box art, has had some of its epic highs and some of its dizzying lows.
Yeah.
How much did the box? Now, in modern gaming, box doesn't matter, right? Because you can just go on websites, see the moving images, play the videos, everything like that. But back in the day, the box art really sold the game.
Yeah.
How much was it an influence on you before you bought something?
Well, a lot. Because you got to remember, in the old days, the box art was basically the graphics for the game. Because when you played the game, the graphics were just,
Yes.
there was nothing there. Like the Odyssey 2 is a perfect example.
It gave you a place to put your imagination, and you kind of went from there.
I will say, though, the Master System's grid gimmick,
Yes.
it's not the worst.
Yes, it is.
No, hold on, because it does give the system a sort of unity, a uniformity. Because now not every game
But
stuck to the grid format.
it says something very bad about your system. It says, you suck.
Well, no, maybe about that. That's not what it says.
It does.
Because the Master System has some good games. Because when you have games that are really good, you can put crap. Their games are so good that we're not even going to tease your imagination with the graphics.
How often
just load it up, jerk? That's the way they look at it.
How often did you ever buy a game going, man, the box art's so bad, the game's gotta be great?
Well, I mean, you got a valid point there. To be honest, though, remember back in the old days, they came in like Ziploc bags. So I'd say those are worse.
Well,
than
we're
the Master
not
System.
going that far back, Aaron. So box art, very important. Do you miss box art? Do you miss?
Well, I pirated everything, so I missed all the box art.
I mean, walking around a store, because it's not the same. You don't get those big beefy boxes anymore.
That's all gone now.
Yeah,
it's over. Why are we here?
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go cry.
Good point. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks for the dread.
Pick something less depressing on the wheel.
Well, you're here, so I can't.
What?
All right.
What is that?
You didn't see anything.
What was that?
Now, Aaron.
Did you cheat?
No.
That's a picture of me headlocking you.
This is an old.
That was off the Master System cover, right? That's where they got the idea.
This is an old picture, Aaron, of you and me way back in the day. And I'll have to say that we have definitely had our gaming rivalries throughout time.
Man, I was going ball even back then.
You
That's a
were.
little bummer.
Well, you're old. What were some of your epic rivalries in gaming? Not just, it doesn't have to be between you and me. Just in general, what was some things that stood out to you? You were like, man, the back and forth of that was awesome.
Well, I did like. A lot of them are you because it was always fun to win.
Yes. Well, yeah. In my youth, you absolutely won.
And that's where I
more
got
than
most
me.
of my victories. That's what I liked it because you get them young, that before they're bind and their reflexes have kicked in, and you get a chance. That's what I do. When I beat you for the ownership of the Street Fighter 2 cartridge, that's some of my all-time favorite things. Then the dance I did afterwards, right in front of your face as you wept.
Do you remember why we even had that battle for the cart?
Because we were both selfish jerks?
No. No. Because I wanted you to play with me so bad, and you wouldn't.
Well, this is hold on a second. This is the same kid. I'd be in my room and I'd hear Brent go, "Ow, Mom, Aaron hit me." And I'd be like, she'd come in there to punish me. "I'm gonna get you." So don't try to get these people like a baby face. You're the classic heel.
Sounds like you should have played more games with me. Now, Aaron, I had a ton of arcade rivalries, especially when I was super young. I've told some of these stories before. I'd walk into an arcade, I'd be playing Street Fighter, and everyone would play and play and play. I was really good. That was a game I really picked up on. And we had 2 arcades in the mall, and they would all just leave the arcade and go to the other arcade.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just mosey on down and beat them there.
I don't remember this happening.
Well, yeah, but it's because you weren't around. You were failing at college at this time.
Hey, I wasn't failing. I just wasn't going.
Well, fair enough. Did you have any of those type of epic battles in the arcade, maybe for a high score against someone you didn't know? It was just all names on a chart or faceless
I used to
people
go
in the
arcades
crowd.
where you could drink in them and stuff. I mean, back before that was a thing.
Right.
And smoke in them, and so you didn't want to have an epic rivalry in these arcades. You wanted to make sure everything was good and friendly because an epic rivalry could get you beat down by Trucker Joe.
See, I weep for you, Aaron, because
You played at a truck stop.
Yeah, well, that's my point. I met a couple of nice truckers from that.
Listen.
That wanted to play Mortal Kombat 2 with me. It's sad.
How old were you at the truck stop?
16, 17.
All right, I get you off the hook.
What? You know,
You say it was getting creepy.
I moseyed in at 12.
Like I was 14
made
at the
some
truck stop, and
friends.
the truckers were friendly to me.
It was just go a little bit like.
Are you manipulating the wheel?
No, you didn't see nothing. Now, Aaron, this is a lovely portrait of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a good-looking man.
Well, so we talked about some of your rivalries in gaming.
Yeah.
Do you have any personal connection with gaming? Something where you were a part of creating something,
Yeah.
or a part of making something successful?
No.
Oh,
It's never
well,
happened.
that's going to be a short topic.
I mean, we're at the convention.
well,
that
there
the
you
show
go.
made.
BOATFest counts.
So that's sort of. I mean, I was only remotely responsible for it, but still, I feel like I
you
showed up.
contributed something. Well done.
Thank you.
Is there?
I don't understand the question either.
Well, we'll talk about me later. This is about
Oh,
you. This
boy.
segment's about
That'll
you.
keep the crowd.
I want you. What it was okay if you had no influence on gaming.
Yeah.
And you had no great part in gaming.
I don't.
Was there at least a gaming moment that meant everything to you?
Oh boy. Well, it's usually when I do something that I'm stunned I was able to pull off.
Okay, what's one of those?
I've mentioned this before. There's this. We played like this F-19 on the Amiga, and I landed the plane. I was so happy. I mean, I literally jumped up and roared. That time we were playing that 3DO game boat. I did all these cool wrestling moves. That was cool. So really 2 times. This is the 2 times. It happened so rarely. When I beat you for that cartridge, that was pretty good. Can we backtrack to that?
So your epic moments in gaming were
there's 2 of
being
them.
basically competent.
Well, yeah. Come to
All
think
right,
of it.
well, I guess we're just going to spin this
Yeah.
again then.
You really didn't think this through,
Oh
did
my
you?
God. I thought you had something.
That's like me saying, what's your basic? What was the high points of your life? You know, you don't know.
Oh, okay.
What is that?
Oh,
Nintendo.
Lordy. Aaron, this is a ARG presents based off of the Nintendo Black Box.
All right.
And we're not
does that mean?
the Black Box here is the very beginning of when they were putting out carts.
Okay.
They all came in Black Box. It was very stuff.
Yeah, I
it
know.
was far better than the grid pattern that happened on the Mega Drive.
So what's that do with that?
So I'm not going to actually talk about the Nintendo carts. I want to talk about something else that Nintendo did that, I mean, I guess a lot of companies did, but I think Nintendo pushed it farther than anyone else. It's peripherals, Aaron. Things that you sold that go with your console that you might see 4 or 5 games for, and then they're just complete dust in the wind.
Yeah,
I'm talking.
NES was good at the bad peripherals.
I'm talking about Rob the Robot.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Power Glove.
Yeah.
I'm talking about third-party stuff, even the old Rock and Roller.
What about that stupid floor mat that you had to run
The
on?
Power Pad, of course. Peripherals in gaming. Is there anything that you remember getting or wanting that you couldn't wait to get a hold of, and then you got it and it sucked?
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't even have any. I thought the Power Glove was going to be
it doesn't.
cool.
You don't have to. It's not limited to Nintendo.
No,
It's
I'm just saying. I
across
thought, that
all
was
spectrums.
I thought that was really cool.
No, the Power Glove
And
was hideous.
But I mean, it looked cool on TV.
It did look.
And then when you got one, I was like, man, this is unusable. What is this
I'll
thing?
have to say, Aaron, that I was the most disappointed when I got the Power Glove.
Yeah.
And I expected to rent Mike Tyson. And I was going to be throwing punches with little Mac, and I was just going to be scoring all day and all night, and it was not. It was garbage. And I take that disappointment even much farther to the Wii, right? Because when the Wii, with their controller, the Wii, and they had their controllers, and it promised Sword and Shield games, Aaron. One of my most desired things of all time is to have a nice Sword and Shield game where I can block and I can swing, and it one-to-one action. And they did a lot better with the add-on to the controller, but the initial controller release was so disappointing for me because it didn't track one-to-one. It just tracked where you started, where you ended, and it sliced in between. So can you think of any peripherals that just destroyed your expectations like that?
It was good for bowling. I will say that. I liked it for that.
Yeah. It was good for
I got one of
bowling.
those. Remember those Banshee cards that came out? They were like after the NVIDIA 3D cards that came out. That you had to had to hook your old card too.
Yes.
The Banshees kind of mushed them together. You know? I got one, and it came with San Francisco Rush.
Oh yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah, well, this thing, I remember paying all this money for this sucker. And I got it in there. I'm like, man, this is crap.
Yeah.
This is crap.
Yeah.
And then when you dump a bunch of cash on something,
it hurts.
My buddy Wes, we used to go to these computer shows, and they would always have these 3D glasses. Like, they've pitched these things forever. They never have gotten them right. And they were like, look, you can play Doom on these. They were showing them. And we got those things home, and they were just two little TVs, and they sucked. And we never used those things. Also, you remember those joysticks? Just really those joysticks where there's no base. You just hold it up and go like this. I don't mean a Wii remote. I just mean a joystick.
Yes.
You know? And they're like, look at this. Total freedom. Those are garbage. Try to throw a fireball at that thing. You're like, you know.
Were there any peripherals that blew your mind, were exactly what you were expecting?
Not really.
Multi-tap.
Well, I mean, that's not mind-blowing.
I didn't say it was mind-blowing.
Some minds are easier blown than others.
I said it worked. Someone in chat mentioned the Odyssey 2 voice pack.
I never had one of those.
But the U-Force. I love that.
No, that
was garbage.
Also dreadful, the U-Force. Now, Aaron.
What is that?
This is a scratch and win card, Aaron. Or a scratch and play, I should say.
I don't like where this is going.
If you have a pack of ARG cards, you actually have scratch-off areas, and you try to win. You try to get the high score.
Okay.
But this particular piece is of Yeti. And Aaron, we discovered Yeti many moons ago, right? And it was an awesome game, and we really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed playing it. We talk about it a lot because it was something that no one would have found. No one would have known about if we didn't bring it from the dead.
Well, I don't know about that.
Were there
a lot of credit
there any other games, Aaron, that you've played, that you've experienced through ARG, doing ARG Presents, that you were like, man, this was lost to time, but now it's found?
Well, the two French ones on the video pack come to mind. Those were a lot of fun. You know, we've done so many obscure titles.
You know, I have a recent one.
Yeah.
Diamond Mine.
Yeah, that was real good.
And I know, I mean, it has its issues, but I had so much fun playing that.
I can't remember.
You know what's bad is I can't offhand either, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And finding those type of games has always been exciting with the show. But back in the day, Aaron, did you ever pull a game off the shelf or download one and not knowing what to expect and just get blown away by it?
Most of the time, I would spend like 400 hours downloading that 30-disc game and then put it in for about 1 minute and be like, this is crap. That was like,
yes.
You know, that happened a lot. You know, if I'm trying to go games, I didn't have a lot of games on the shelf. You know, I'm trying to think here of something that really blew my mind. One Must Fall, 29/7.
Well, you took too long.
I hate this game.
He's gonna.
What you?
Oh, look! Wait,
so every time you screw up, you just bean Jason Ward.
No, he liked it. And
is that true?
This is a logo based off the Odyssey 2.
Yeah.
Now the Odyssey 2.
I was just trying to talk about that.
We both thoroughly enjoyed in our youth.
Yeah. That's all we had.
And we had a game, Quest for the Rings.
Yeah.
That used a keyboard overlay.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to take just a moment. Let's talk about overlays in gaming. Keyboard overlays for gaming, fairly rare because you had to have a membrane keyboard to really make it work.
But you've
you've also got stuff like the Intellivision that had the slide-ins, or even screen overlays like for the Vectrix.
Yeah.
Were there any games where the experience was enhanced or basically undoable otherwise without a nice overlay?
Well,
Viva La Raza.
Yeah, Quest of the Rings is one.
Yes, absolutely.
In fact, all of the master games on the Odyssey 2, you had to have the overlay to be boned.
Yes.
I'll tell you another one if you played it. The Intellivision baseball and football. You know, especially baseball because you have to pick your positional players with the different numbers on the pad.
Yes.
You know, there's plenty of Jaguar games where if you don't have it, it's a problem. You know, and the Jaguar, you don't often get the overlay on those things.
That's right.
That's a pain. overlays were kind of a good idea, but kind of not.
Do you miss them? I mean, do you think that there will ever be a time again, especially, I mean, since we have screens that are so small now, if they're going to do something like that, they're just going to put it on a screen.
That's right. I mean, you know, what was it, the Amigo that they were going to come out with? Remember, you had the controls on a cell phone.
Yes.
That is as horrible as a Hindenburg-like disaster as that was.
Yes.
The idea of having like an intelligent type controller that you can like basically reprogram the pictures under the number pads on the fly.
Yes.
That'd be cool. You know, somebody needs to make that for the Intellivision. That'd be awesome. I guess that's really pushing it though.
Did you ever see an overlay for a game that maybe you didn't have the game for, and you're like, oh man?
No,
like,
I don't recall a bunch of really rousing art on the overlay. I'll be honest with you.
I'll disagree. I think some of them were very good.
The one thing I did, the overlays you need for the keyboard to play all the flight simulators and stuff, those are important.
Oh gosh, those are a different kind of nightmare. We're completely offline, by the way.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Not doing anything. You guys didn't see nothing.
Oh! No one picked it up. We'll be sweeping these up later.
And the next piece we've got here is based off of Happy Coding's version of Shay Maxima's of Us.
You just reminded me of something.
All right.
Make sure to check out Frodo's charity stream this week. Frodo NL. Go ahead.
Not remembering.
Yeah. It occurred to me. Yeah, what about it? Shay's Maxim.
Now, there has been a huge resurgence of ZX Spectrum games.
Yeah.
That have really pushed what I well beyond what I thought the system was ever capable of.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll have to say, I continue to be impressed by some of the things that they are able to pull off on that system.
Yeah.
Are there any other systems that you would love to see to have that kind of resurgence?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you had to pick one, what would it be?
I've always wanted to see. I would always wanted to see the potential, the fully unlocked potential of the Jaguar. That's always the first one that comes to mind because it had a lot of power that was. I always heard was never fully even close to being utilized. So the Jaguar, and you feel bad for that kind of crummy system. You know, if you're a big Jag fan, I apologize, but I mean it's tough. It's tough to be a big Jag fan.
Yeah.
We were back there playing 4-player NBA. I mean, just to play a game that they released, you have to go through a bunch of ritualistic joystick maneuvers, try to get the thing so you don't screw it up.
Yes.
You know, it's like the system that they botched from Jump Street. I'd like to see someone get in there and utilize the chipset in that to see what they can do with it. That'd be kind of fun. And there are others. I mean, I think every system, there are very few systems where they've rang out the last drops of the power that they can do.
Do you think that they've pretty much pushed the Spectrum to past its breaking point?
No. After the game we just played, I can't. The one with the hot chick that had the guns.
You don't think that's the? I mean, for me
They're
personally,
real guns.
I think that is as far as the Spectrum can go. I would love to be proven wrong, but that game had so many things going for it.
Yeah, but I think even that game could be improved, and I think there's other things you can do. But I mean, the art and stuff. The Spectrum is like the way it displays imagery and stuff. It's very stylized, and it's perfect for just that machine. Like no other machine looks like that or has the same feel as that. And so what that does is gives you a little bit of artistic maneuverability and with the play within the realm of what it's capable of.
You know what I would love to see?
I don't know.
The Thompson M05. I wish that was pushed more.
Why?
Because I think there was a lot of potential. By the way, that's what Yeti was on.
Right.
And I think that system has potential. It has a wonderful color palette that I would love to see explored in greater depth.
Okay.
And to my understanding, to my recollection, the homebrew scene for that particular computer is non-existent.
I can't remember on that one. How many you got left on here? Two.
What, you got somewhere to be?
Well,
You got somewhere to be?
You never showed me the pieces.
Nah, you don't get a no. Let's just put it that way. All right, Aaron, we have
What is this?
a little thing of
Oh, Coco.
the TRS-80.
Yeah.
Now, Aaron, we both enjoyed the TRS-80.
That's right.
More than we probably ever could have under normal circumstances. And do you know what that is?
I don't know what that even means.
It was because we had loads and loads of games through piracy.
Yeah, all of them.
This was a special time of piracy. This was not you jump on your computer and you download the latest files. This was back in the sneakernet era where you go over to somebody's house and you take a load of floppies and you copy them up.
Yeah.
Do you miss that scene? Do you miss the human interaction when you're trading software, or are you kind of glad it's done for?
I had some of that human interaction this weekend, actually, so it's not dead. Bootlegging is alive and well, you know, and so do I miss it? And it is funny. I used to go to there was an older guy named Larry. He actually gave me some Amigas. I knew his son, but I got me and his dad became good friends. He was a big Amiga guy, and he also loved fractals. So we'd use his Amiga, and he had a bunch of PCs. He would just have them displaying fractals on the screen while we were there. Yeah, and he played Pink Floyd while we were copying software, you know. And so, we would just sit back and chill and just we'd copy stuff, and you get a bunch of stuff. And it was a cool, chill atmosphere, you know. That's what I think of when I think of that stuff. Then I went to copy parties at Captain D's, where it's just like a bunch of young idiots just throwing discs around. You know, that's kind of fun. But now, you know, I don't miss the pain in the butt it is to go get all the floppies, to buy the floppies, all that hole punch into the floppies.
Yeah.
I got real tired of that after a while, so yeah, I don't miss that.
Back in the TRS-80 days, we weren't even the ones setting all that stuff up. We were far too young.
Yeah, I copied cassettes with people back then.
That was all orchestrated through, I guess, mostly our parents.
Yeah.
And more specifically, our father.
Thank you, Dad, for facilitating my piracy.
And it was one of those things where you just wake up, or you would either get taken to someone's house, because he took us to a couple people's house, or at least me, or you just wake up and there'd be a bundle of new games just sitting there. You'd be like, okay. It was like the game fairy came in the night and sprinkled its little love all over our systems. Good times.
You can take a childhood memory and just make it sound weird.
Now we've got one more piece on here. Let me help the wheel a little bit. It's me.
Oh God.
Now, Aaron, unlike you, who has no connection to gaming, no real link to help push things along, I have done several things in gaming, and I'm not going to
go into your level.
I'm not going to go over the Battlezone level that I had published professionally and made money off of.
You played that fiddle to death.
I'm not going to milk that anymore, Aaron.
Yeah,
but what I am going to do is mention all the times I was in gaming tournaments. And I've been in plenty of gaming tournaments.
Yeah.
And did good in some, not so good in others. Were you ever a part of any gaming tournaments? And if so, how well did you do in them?
You mean like live video game playing?
What else are you gonna do?
I don't know. I've been in like board game tournaments. It's a game.
No, Aaron. We're talking about video games. See, we're a video game
right
show.
Now, brother. If Graham Vepke would stop crushing my scores back here, I'd have a chance.
So
it's killing me. Yes, you, Graham.
Outside of your current situation, I'm talking about in your youth.
I don't think that was a thing back in those days.
Really?
No. What game are you going to play in a tournament?
Tetris. Any fighting game.
Well, fighting is. You got to think that stuff was popular when I was like out of high school.
Would you stop playing games when you left high school?
No, I went to college. I got jobs and stuff.
We've already established during this show that you didn't go to college.
Tell us about your tournaments. No, I don't have any tournaments. I know where you're building up to. Tell us how great you did it.
I did great.
I remember the time I was world champion of Tetris.
Do you remember going at? See, I know there's one that you participated in. I'm sure you did.
No.
When Hills would run like. High score tournaments on like Star Fox where you played for 3 minutes. You didn't join any of those or anything?
Star Fox? No!
You're disappointing, Aaron.
I'm sorry, I can't just make it up. All I remember the time was at Hills. I did great in that Star Fox tournament. I'm a whiz at the Super Nintendo.
I honestly thought that you would have been in some tournaments.
How did you do at the Star Fox tournament, Brent?
Very poorly.
Hills went out of business when I was like 8.
Anyway, that's
Tournaments didn't pay off.
That's unfortunate. Do you enjoy the tournament you're in now?
Well, I'll tell you later. I didn't do so well in the tournament I just participated in.
Doing well and enjoying the tournament are two separate things.
I do enjoy them, yes. Like last year when we did timber and stuff, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Good. I'm glad that you enjoyed that, Aaron.
And so that's the whole segment? You're not going to talk about your own tournament experience?
Well,
you don't have any, do you?
Aaron, you were there when I was at a couple tournaments.
Video game ones?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the one time.
Well, that was the one time you were there.
Are you going to mention that one, or are you going to leave them hanging where we just talk about not being in tournaments?
I won a tournament, and my prize was never given to me, and it sucked. And it was run by GamePro.
Yeah.
It was run by GamePro magazine when they were actually.
What were they going to give you?
I was supposed to get a trophy.
Yeah.
A set of games and money.
And what did you get? Did you get nothing?
I think I got nothing.
Well, good for GamePro.
There you go, Aaron.
What a bummer way to end the show, right
now,
there.
Aaron, you know what's not a bummer?
I don't.
Retro Rewind.
That's true.
And Retro Rewind is here today with us, Aaron.
Yeah.
And even though he is mangled.
He's not mangled.
I've seen him limping around, dragging his injured arm behind him.
Yeah, that's true.
But when he gets in front of something he needs to repair,
yeah,
it's like Superman taking off his glasses. He gets the power and in he goes.
Except he keeps his glasses on.
Well, yeah, because otherwise he couldn't see.
Yeah.
He has fixed up so much stuff just at the con today.
Yeah.
And have you been over a show? Or have you watched him work?
I've seen it.
Have you seen him directing his troops and getting everything?
I've seen that. He's directed one troop all over the place.
If someone needed his services, Aaron, if someone needed his rescue, where would they go?
His rescue?
Yeah, if they'd
go to retrorewind.ca.
That's right, Aaron.
Or BOATFest.
Well,
those are two places you can go.
If you're going to come to BOATFest, I'd get on the old horse and ride here pretty quick. But Retro Rewind CA, Aaron, it's always open.
Frank, what's the next big thing you're going to after this?
World of Retro Computers.
World of Retro Computers.
That will be a town in Kitchener, Ontario.
Oh man, never heard of it.
Kitchener, Ontario, Aaron.
Never heard of it.
What? So you're not going to be a little Retro Rewind groupie and follow them up there?
When you live in Herc, you think you're going to Kitchener? I don't think so, brother.
But if you need help, retrorewind.ca will get you there.
That's right. Are you going to spin the wheel for next week, the Brent?
I believe
you can't because you get all your crap in there.
Reseed the wheel, right?
No. We're not doing that.
It looks like, Aaron, next week
you're making something up. How about let the audience pick something?
All right, audience, pick something.
Here you go, everybody. This is your chance. The first person that says the most cunning thing they can think of right now, and we'll do it. No, I said cunning.
Games about fruit.
Games about fruit. There it is. Well done. Well done. That was Hat Chad.
He was in the cheap seat.
I'm going to guess he saw the banana sitting beside him, mixed with Frank's response.
Yeah.
Put them together, bam, there you go.
I forgot. So Frank did get what he wanted. Very good. Can we go now?
We can go now,
Let's
Aaron.
say goodbye to all the crowd. Bye, everybody in the crowd. Thanks for coming out. Brent, any final thoughts before we take this thing to the house?
Nope.
Are you going to say hi to anybody at home?
No.
All right, fair enough
she's
then.
here.
We'll say hi to her.
Hi, sweetheart.
There you go. He's waving at boat. All right, everybody.